Hi, have you all heard the story? Remember the song when we were kids? Have you seen the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man? Have you seen the Muffin Man who's on Drury Lane? And then you would say, yes, I've seen the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man. Yes, I've seen the Muffin Man who lives on Drury Lane. I think it was actually in Shrek as well, wasn't it? Anyway, there's a rumour, well, there's a story or an urban legend going around about, is it Thomas Frederick something or other? Thomas Frederick Linwood, is it? Or I might have got that the wrong way around. Anyway, apparently, in Drury Lane, back in the sort of 18th century, there was a baker, and he was in competitions because there was quite a lot of bakers at that time. There was no money, and he was in competition with all the other bakers. So he decided to kill the other bakers. So what he did was he took his big spoon that he made this muffin mix with, and he sharpened it up, sharpened his spoons up, and then he went and he stabbed and killed all the bakers. And obviously the police were looking for him. This is in sort of like, I would imagine, in 18th century London. And at the time there, the White Hart pub was still there, and the Drury Lane Theatre was still there at that time. Anyway, so we all remember that song as children. So after he'd killed these bakers, and he was still making the muffins and everything, he then, he was like, these kids are really getting on my nerves, pesky kids running in and out of his bakery, and he was getting really fed up with them. So he decided to kill the kids. And nobody knew it was him that was doing all this. I mean, the police weren't really great, were they, doing their job back then, because they hadn't worked it out. All the, 7 bakers are dead, and he's still the baker, still making the muffins and making all the money. But maybe there was other ones there as well. So anyway, children started to go missing, and what he actually did, as the urban legend goes, was that he used to put a piece of string and put the muffin on the string, and then he would go to the end of the alley, and the kids would run, because, in those days, they didn't have, chocolate bars and stuff and sweets, no Haribo back then. So they would run after this muffin that was on the end of a stick. They'd run after it, and he'd pull it back a bit more and pull it back until he got them, and then he would kill them. So because they started to have suspicions about the Muffin Man, and I don't think the police, I know it sounds awful, but maybe because they were peasants, the police weren't that interested. I don't know. It was pretty bad back then in 18th century London. In Drury Lane there was lots of brothels, and it was like sewers everywhere, and it was not a nice area at that particular time. Anyway, so the kids started to sing that song, have you seen the Muffin Man? And then return the call, yes, I've seen the Muffin Man. And that was it was to let the kids know to be careful, because he was about. And yeah, like 15 kids apparently went missing in this time. So that is really, I never heard about that before, but it could be possible. It is an urban legend. There hasn't been any evidence, found of it, but it sounds plausible to me. I mean, what do you think? And what do you all think? Do you think that, it could be true? I mean, the name, where did they get the name from? But yeah, there isn't any sort of historical evidence of this, but this is kind of word of mouth. And I think even in the film Shrek, it kind of alludes to it in a child-friendly way, obviously. But yeah, I thought that was fascinating. Yeah, interesting. Nursery rhymes and what they really mean. Anyway, have a great day. Bye.